Thanks for joining us. Time to get ready for NBA action on 2K.
And there, a bit earlier, the Heat getting mentally and physically ready. Thank you for tuning into this Sunday afternoon 2K Sports edition of the NBA. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First, for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taking the 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in a power forward. And then for the Miami Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the dogs. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 slot.
You know what I love about Tim Duncan is that early in his career, he was so dominant on the block at both ends of the floor. And as his career has gone on and he's taken on a little bit lesser role with the Spurs, it's never bothered him. He's just accepted whatever role Greg Popovich asked of him. And now he's still a very effective player, but the Spurs have become more of a perimeter-type team, and that's just fine with him.
Steve, you're talking about Tim Duncan accepting a changing role as time goes on. And, you know, what can be a challenge, you think, Clark, for a guy like that when he has to grow into different positions over the course of his career?
Well, for Tim Duncan, I don't think it was hard at all because it's all about winning for him. It's not about the numbers as long as he contributes to winning, and that makes him happy. So he adjusted, but it wasn't a big deal for him.
Green against Wade, 6 on the shot clock. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. That's a 2 from Parker. That one's good from the corner. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game.
Well, I think this is one of the more amazing stats in sports when you think about it. No matter the season or the roster, the Spurs just seem to find ways to win 50 games. They've done it 14 straight seasons now, which is off the charts.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
The Spurs have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Dishes to Duncan. And he banks in the layup. Duncan's got 5 points so far. And Clark, as you said, the Spurs last season hitting 50 wins for the 14th consecutive season. By the way, that's an NBA record. Second closest were the Lakers with 12 straight, Steve, from 79 to 91.
Yeah, 58 wins last season for San Antonio. Greg Popovich calls it corporate knowledge, just the consistency that comes with the experience of the group. And they've been together so long, particularly that core, that I think it allows the Spurs to really kind of cruise at times during the regular season.
Parker passes to Duncan. He feeds it to Splitter. And the powerful one-handed slam. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D, I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
Here's Wade. He passes to Chalmers. Kicks it to Bosh. He's against Splitter. Shot is off. Great defense that time from Thiago Splitter.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
About 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Wade kicks to LeBron. He dishes it to Bosh. Back to LeBron. He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
And that one's good. Parker.
You know, guys, I would call that methodical but explosive. You know, he waits for the opportunity and then boom, right to the rack.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
I asked him what they needed to key in on defensively, and he said, well, we've got to limit penetration by Tony Parker. He's really the, quote, head of the snake, and with his floater, he doesn't need to get all the way to the rim to score. It's crucial that we do our best to keep them outside the lane. Guys, that's no easy assignment. We'll see how much success they have defensively.
And thank you, Doris. Wade outside. Over Green. Wade missing again.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Chalmers against Parker. He kicks it to Green. Back to Parker. Clock at 6. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Parker's got 6.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Giving up these easy chances is going to do wonders for their confidence.
And Bosch backs down. Rebounded by Splitter. Splitter's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
LeBron with it. Now Green defending. Wasted no time on that one.
And that shot keeps him at 100% from the field this quarter.
And to look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for San Antonio.
With the aggression they're showing early on, I mean, they're driving it to the hoop with authority and force.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
Parker against Chalmers from 12 feet out. And again, it's Tony Parker. Parker's got 8 points.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
And Chalmers kicks to Bosch. He's against Splitter. They swipe it. Spurs leading by 5. Parker with it. 8 points for him. Double team on Parker. Green. Parker right side. And it's blocked by Bosch. T-Wade on the wing. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Wade's got his first bucket in this one.
Pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
San Antonio with the ball. Back to Leonard. The feed to Green. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. LeBron pushes to Chalmers. Back to LeBron. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Wade passes to LeBron. Feeds it to Chalmers. The Heat need to get a shot off. No good from Bosch.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Parker. And the Spurs lead by 5.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. I mean, they don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. I mean, the last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
Got a little room at the rim and laid it in. Great play.
For Miami, they have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game. Matt Bonner, he's checked in for the Spurs.
You know, part of being a championship team is having the talent first and foremost, but then managing the minutes of that talent. The Heat, I thought, did a nice job monitoring the minutes of the big 3 throughout the season and playoffs last year.
Parker drives in. Foul call. Looked like the D didn't get there in time, and he'll shoot free throws. That's on LeBron James. As you said, Clark, the big 3 in their prime, but really, you want them to just get their work in during the season, not exhaust themselves before they make it to the playoffs.
I thought, Kevin, along those lines, I thought by the end of last season, Miami was exhausted. And once you try to win a 3rd title in a row, the emotional fatigue and exhaustion really becomes a factor. So this is going to be interesting to watch all year.
Reed marked it up.
Well, the guys on the bench are going crazy right now at the sight of that jam.
Spurs leading by 3. Ginobili with the ball. Wade picks him up. Parker kicks to Ginobili. Back to Parker. A fader. Rebounded by Battier.
You know, Shane Battier was such a great addition for this Heat team. Really a coach on the floor. Since they added him to the mix, guys, guess what? 2 straight championships.
Back to Ginobili. And the pass to Bonner. Anderson with the block. LeBron against Parker. LeBron dishes to Battier. Back to LeBron. Right through the knee for the layup. LeBron's got 14 points for the game. And Steve, you look at Shane Battier, his ability to cross-match and guard fours down low is one of the keys that enabled the Heat to go small, especially 2 years ago when they were in the finals.
Yeah, and in the regular season last year, it was very successful for Miami. That's why they shot those threes so well, because they had the floor spread. But Battier always willing to take on that challenge physically. The question, though, is when you go against a guy like David West or even Carlos Boozer, it gets tougher. And so in the playoffs, Miami has had to maybe go small a little bit less often.
He's a winner, though, isn't he?
No question. Yeah, that's a low percentage shot right there.
Yeah, it sure is. I mean, he's got to be thinking out there a little better. Make the pass in that situation. Don't force a bad shot.
Parker passes to Ginobili. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And the Spurs lead by 3. And here is LeBron. 14 points for him. Battier kicks to Cole. From the arc. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Misses off the left eye.
Well, I tell you what, Greg Popovich, a really impressive leader for the Spurs. He's able to keep all of his players locked into what's best for the team. Has a military background, played basketball and studied at the Air Force Academy before serving 5 years in the Air Force. And you know some of the leadership that he brings to his position was learned from his past experiences.
Gallinelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Clark, he mentioned Pop's time at the Air Force Academy. That's where he got his start in the coaching ranks.
Yeah, 6 years as an assistant there. He's head coach at Pomona, an assistant coach with the Golden State Warriors and the Spurs, and eventually moved into the front office in San Antonio. But wow, what an amazing run it's been for him. 17 years as the head coach of the Spurs. And what an amazing run it was for the Spurs last year in the postseason. Swept the Lakers, survived Golden State, and then dismantled Memphis on their way to the NBA Finals. And then, of course, were seconds away from another championship band. Really high-quality shot there, just a little off with his release.
That miss right there will definitely leave him shaking his head.
Battier kicks to Cole. LeBron outside, on deep. Gets it to go. LeBron's got 17. I've been back to the Spurs. They look better and better as they went deeper into the playoffs. Heat were thought to be the heavy favorites at the start of the NBA postseason. But when they met in the finals, thoughts on who would win, I think, were pretty much split.
Yeah, and eventually, this was one heck of a series because the Spurs not only had experience and talent, but they had multiple options offensively and did such a terrific job sharing the ball. They took the Miami Heat to the limit, but at the end of the day, it came down to LeBron James and Dwayne Wade rising to the challenge.
Kevin, Diaw is a really interesting player. He's not a big scorer, but he's capable. He can rebound the ball, not really a shot blocker, but mainly he's strong. He's a cagey defender, and then a playmaking big man. Can step out and you can run your offense through him because he's such a good passer.
Yeah, indeed. A very good passer for a big man. He played some small forward when he came into the league. Right off the bat, and you can see some of that skill set now in his play. James Allen. Again, Allen missing. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ripped away. And now here comes Cole, leading the break. Looking for Allen and gets it there. Battier. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Gladiators got his first points in this one. Now here's Barker. He's got 10. Back to Ginobili. The dish to Bonner. And it's sent back by Anderson. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Ginobili, and that's not going to go. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
And how about the defense, guys? They have really controlled the lane with their shot blocking.
Yeah, excellent defense there. Every shot has either been altered or rejected.
Allen for three. That is good. Allen's got the first basket of the second quarter for Miami. Spurs trail by 6. Now Parker. Pass to Bellinelli. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 4 assists in the game.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, guys, Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, one of the most respected coaches in the league. As hard as he works, he's never took the game or himself too seriously. Asked about his creativity as a coach, he said, quote, "Oh, heck, I don't know anything about innovation. Here's my innovation. I drafted Tim Duncan. Okay, end of story. Guys, always a straight shooter."
Thank you, Doris. I would say Coach Popovich sold himself a little bit short. He's a very humble guy and very well respected.
It sure is. And he knows how much Duncan does out there, but we all know what a great coach Pop is.
The Spurs making a switch here. Chalmers is checked in. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Miami.
And some great drives to the bucket for them to this point, guys.
You know, one other thing that's clear is how well they're burying their jump shots here in the early going.
Parker kicks to Bellinelli. Six to shoot. Back to Parker. Parker off the pick from Splitter. Offline with his 3. The Heat leading by 6. LeBron dishes to back. Oh, and that one, no question, piled it down. And now they're just going to town on it.
Yeah, you'd think these defenders would have done a little more to put a stop to that stuff, Kevin, but so far, no go.
Well, a phenomenal aerial assault there, fellas.
And Parker, here we go. And yes, sir, that one drops. Parker's got 12 in the game.
Even with the D lurking, he made it look easy with the soft. Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that jump.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. Like they have build up the lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Duncan kicks to Splitter. Passes it to Bellinelli. Dishes it to Duncan. 11 feet away, and the rejection by Daddio. Down outside, Chalmers. LeBron James on the wing. Pass to Bosh. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron. And that's now 6 points for Chris Bosh.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want.
Parker passes to Duncan. He feeds it to Splitter. Good.
You know, you talk about Tim Duncan, his great basketball IQ and skill level. Those show up in every facet of his game. I mean, one thing people might not think of are his outlet passes, which are such a key to fast break opportunities. But there's not anything on the basketball court that Duncan doesn't do well.
Here's Allen. Again, the Heat good for 2.
That lead should be safe if they keep shooting like this.
Well, they're on fire. I mean, they're absolutely on target and looking to pad that scoring total, too.
Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Bellinelli. Spurs trail by 10. And going back, Clark, to Duncan, the value of that great outlet passing game of his, he's kind of like a quarterback, Steve, in football, reading the coverage and getting the ball to the right guy.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. Duncan's so smart as a passer, and particularly playing with Tony Parker. When you can get that outlet to Parker near midcourt, now it's on offensively.
LeBron against Duncan. Back to Bosh. Wade outside. No good on the 3. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Green dishes to Leonard, and the layup's good off the glass. Leonard's got his second basket. Miami with the ball. Here's Chalmers. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Back to Allen. LeBron left side. Good ball movement here by Miami. 5 on the clock. Wade working against Green. The fadeaway. And the shot is long.
He's trying to shoot his way out of it, guys, and as long as they're in the lead, he's going to continue to try to find his rhythm.
And Parker, here we go. And Allen with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Chalmers running. Wade.
It's not so much that the Heat score a lot of points, it's just that they score them in spurts. And it almost is a surprise when they end the possession without scoring or getting an easy shot. So good at spacing the floor and moving the ball.
Green kicks to Parker. A stupendous finish in traffic. Parker's got 14.
And he will take the ball right into the teeth of the defense.
And Clark, just as you said, the Heat just so efficient offensively. Made about half those shots they took on the year and ended up with the best shooting percentage, Steve, in the NBA.
Well, it was all about floor spacing and LeBron. Kevin, they would put shooters everywhere, but LeBron and Wade would attack, and they had really good flow and movement with the ball. I think over time now, given this team 3 years now, it's one of the best offenses in the league.
Allen is on the wing. Bosh passes to Chalmers. Back to Bosh. He's against Splitter. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got 5 rebounds tonight. Leonard attacking. Back to Green. Kicks it to Duncan. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Duncan's got 5 points in the quarter.
Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for the Heat. Miami leading by 3. Chalmers with it. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Outside Bosh. Can't get it to go. And San Antonio will go the other way with it.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
And here is Parker. 14 points for him. Leonard kicks to Duncan. Shot clock at 6. Front past the arc. Leonard, no luck. For Miami, they've gone 8 of 13 in the second quarter. Well above the 50% mark from the field. Haslem a screen on Duncan. Leonard with the steal. And now in transition is Parker. Here we go. Defensive rebound. And Green gets it to go.
Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Back to Bosh. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, coming off a title last year, you always wonder if a team will maybe relax a little bit. They usually won't admit to it, but Chris Bosh readily said it at times that his team had a difficult time lighting that fire again.
Boris Diaz checked in for the Spurs. Good on the second free throw. to go back to what Bosch said. I think that is true for every team, Clark, that comes off a championship, but they usually don't admit it like Bosch did.
Well, you know what? Once you've won it all, there is a bit of a relief and a little malaise that may settle over you, but I've always respected Bosch's candor. He's a guy who doesn't bite his tongue, and he articulates what he feels, and I think it's impressive that they fought back to the finals once more, because that shows they eventually did recapture that fight.
Wade, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Wade's got 6.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
Yeah, it sure has, Clark. I mean, with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, they really haven't had to do much on the perimeter.
Diao dishes to Parker. He passes to Duncan. Lock at 6. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
And as you might expect for the team with the second-best record in the West, the Spurs dominated the East last season, played each team twice for a total of 30 games, and went 25-5 in that stretch.
And the Heat making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Now here's Wade. 6 points for him. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And Clark, back to what you said about the Spurs in the East, it was far and away the best record against the conference, Steve, for a team in the West.
Yeah, the second best record was Memphis with 22 wins. So kind of scary to think that they rested their big stars a few times against teams in the East, and they were still able to put up that kind of a record.
San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 17-7 run. It's blocked by Hazel, and he gets it back. They recover it. And count it. The shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
The Spurs have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts. And Chalmers kicks to Wade. Wade gets a screen from Haskell. Wade with it. Guarded now by Duncan. Duncan with the block. A nice shot by Anderson. San Antonio leading. He dishes it to Duncan. Poked away. It's stolen by Hazel. Here's Wade. Drops in the breakaway layup. Wade's got 8 points.
It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but now he's definitely found his stride and rhythm.
Parker kicks to Duncan. Now the feed to Diao. Leonard with the screen on Anderson. 6 to shoot. Diao with it. Now defended by Hazel. San Antonio again missing. Miami's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you hear?
Well, Dwayne Wade, maybe more so than LeBron and Chris Bosh, has had to make sacrifices in his role when they assembled the victory in Miami. Wade said, quote, "If I was a selfish guy, it never would have worked. Myself and LeBron both being outers. But you can only play this game for so long. And when you leave this game, what memories do you want to have? I want to have memories of success as a team. And it's not easy. It's hard. But the only thing I need to prove to myself is that I can be a part of a winning team. Guys, that's what it's all about."
Well, they've got it right, Doris. When you win, all the accolades take care of themselves. And Diao kicks to Parker, and Mario Chalmers gets the whistle that time. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
That's the risky run by staying out there as he picks up his 3rd.
Norris Cole, he's checked in for Mario Chalmers. 1:30 left in the second quarter. Green inside the three-point line, and that one's on target from the wing. Green's got his 2nd bucket. LeBron gets the screen from Anderson. Backing down is LeBron. He kicks it to Cole. Back to LeBron. LeBron is doubled. Feeds it to Cole. The pass to Wade. Guarded by Green. 4 on the clock. Leads away. It's Wade again missing.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Anderson against Parker. Diallo. They get a hand on it.
I'd like to see them go 2 for 1 here.
I would too. They need to make this a quick possession and a fruitful one too.
And Cole kicks to Wade. Wade left side. Here's Parker. LeBron with the ball.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Wade passes to LeBron. The dish to Cole. Back to LeBron. Here's Anderson. 3-pointer, Wade. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And the first half ends in a close one. Heat lead by 1. Folks, stay tuned for the halftime show at Damon Bruce for all the highlights from our first half.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
And we played 2 quarters out at American Airlines Arena, and a great game is in progress for our halftime show. We've seen the Heat slugging it out. Nice ball movement offensively, making the extra pass, and it's paying off. And LeBron is absolutely dominating. What he's been able to do from the field has been nothing short of spectacular. Only a select few players in the league can shoot the ball like that. And for San Antonio, they're looking good in their own right. Free throw shooting a strength of their team, and it's been a factor here as well. Tim Duncan with a phenomenal first half. He has 17 points and is always looking to go to work on the boards. And we'll be heading back to the court for the rest of our coverage as we go to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back as we take a look at this soaring view of the downtown Miami skyline. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Every chance he got, he went into the paint, threw it down hard. I mean, 0 defense being played against him.
Nada. He has had way too many uncontested runs to the hoop, but even if a defender's gotten there, it's been posterizing time. Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency there.
The score now all even. 16 points for Tony Parker.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Well, that's important because this game, I think, is going to be decided by who controls the paint in crunch time.
Here's Haslam. The second chance effort. The shot misses. Great D that time from Duncan. Spurs shooting straight 49% from the field. Green against Wade. Green kicks to Parker. 6 on the shot clock. Floats one up. No good. And Miami the other way now. And for LeBron James this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post. You know, Steve, using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection, too. He shoots fewer three-pointers, but a higher percentage. So now, you know, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now.
And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy. and that's when they're going to come up big for him.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They've just found the right players and the right mix, and that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
They're off the pick from Splitter. Parker drives in from 13, gets it to go. Parker's got 18 points in the game. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Chalmers. LeBron James on the wing. Inside to Bosch. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. LeBron's got 4 assists in the game. Spurs trail by 4. Parker outside, 11 feet away. That one wide left.
And the defense did a pretty good job of closing off the middle once he got inside the lane.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Green dishes to Parker. Takes the lead pass, and the shot is good. And that's 19 points for Tim Duncan.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
The Heat have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Haslam a screen on Green. The drive by Wade. Oh, what a great flash as he gets bumped on his way up. Will go to the line and try to check out.
You know, the defense didn't exactly try to fight around that screen, and that's why it turned into the easy basket. Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older, when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you, and that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at. Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Tipped away. Bosch hits the pick for Wade. This is it to Haslam. 5 to shoot. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. And now a 6-point Heat lead. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards and player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
No good from Bosch. Spurs trail by 4. Parker outside. Green. A 3-ball. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got his 8th assist in the game.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but, you know, one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over, but, you know, in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played. His favorite spot seems to be that 3 from the corner.
Yep.
For Miami, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Bosch, defended by Splitter. And Bosch backs down.
He just picked up his 4th personal foul, and now he's got some foul trouble hanging over his head, guys.
A different look for Miami. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslam. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. Allen with it. Now Green defending. LeBron passes to Chalmers. They can't stop the run with that one.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
You got that right. I mean, he'll do it from three-point land or anywhere on the perimeter, really, because he is a deadly shooter. You've got to do a better job defensively.
And Ray Allen gets the whistle that time. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. The Spurs making a switch here. Bellinelli's checked in. And Parker backs down. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Tony Parker had a phenomenal 2011-2012 campaign, but as is the case with Greg Popovich, he challenged Parker to improve upon that for last season. Popovich told him, good players can be great for a little bit, but great players are always great. And that really resonated with Parker.
The Heat trail by 3. Now Chalmers. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Lock at 6. LeBron James on the wing. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Think about how great Parker's been. We forgot his career almost came to an end in the summer of 2012. This is a very interesting part of his career.
That's right. He was an innocent bystander at a club in New York when a melee erupted and bottles were thrown. He got a shard of glass that penetrated almost through his left eye. Very easily could have lost his vision and lost his career. Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
LeBron against Leonard. Dishes to Duncan. Here's Bellinelli. And he drew the blocking foul. He'll go to the line for 2. Ray Allen picks one up.
Guys, you go back to the shortened season a year before last, and the Spurs were the best team on the road, but last year they weren't nearly as dominant on the road. Still solid when leaving San Antonio, but far from the level they played at a couple of seasons ago.
And for the Spurs on the road last season, they would still win 23 games in hostile territory. And while that is more than the 22, Steve, they won in the shortened season, they also lost a fair amount more as well.
Well, for the Spurs, Kevin, I think they did what they needed to do. You know, the Spurs manage the regular season. They know when to turn it on and when they can maybe relax a little bit. The big thing is they just want to stay near 500 on the road, protect their home court, and be healthy going into the playoffs, and that puts them in a good position.
Got a piece of it. With the lead pass, James. And he uses both hands to jam it in.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
Leonard kicks to Splitter. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Pass to Duncan. Battier with the steal. Parker against Chalmers. Ray Allen is on the wing. He feeds it to Battier. 6 to shoot. Kicks to Bosch. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
And the shot is good. Bellinelli's got 7.
This has been a different kind of game here in the second half. I thought both clubs a little slow in the first.
No question, but they're really going at it now.
Here's Clark. And he dunks it after the pick. Frees him up.
Taking it hard to the rack for the big throwback.
And give an unofficial assist, Clark, to his teammate for setting a screen that freed him up.
Good call, Kevin. That was really the key to the play.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
You know, Miami went to that smaller lineup last season, and a big change in that was having Chris Bosh move over to the 5 spot. Not his natural position, but I thought he held his own both offensively and defensively playing in the middle.
Duncan dishes to Parker. The feed to Splitter. He kicks to Leonard. He gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. And for Bosch playing the center, Steve, he's giving up some weight out there.
but he's a very smart defender. He avoids fouls, and the way the league is these days, Kevin, most teams play smaller, and Bosch can normally find a center that he can guard without too much trouble. But there are a few matchups around the league that are a problem.
Well, they got the speed and the pressure of that Miami defense. You think they're able to compensate for any lack of size inside by using those other things.
Yeah, that's normally the case against, I would say, the vast majority of the league.
Shoots from the elbow. Rejected by Bellinelli. Cannot hit. Some solid defense from Chalmers. LeBron kicks to Allen. Yes, it's LeBron picking up the assist. And that's 10 points for Ray Allen.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
Here's Bellinelli, defended by Chalmers. Here's Parker. Shot clock at 6. That one off the back iron and out. Miami's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. LeBron drives in. That gives them the lead. LeBron's got 31 points. San Antonio trailing here. Parker with it. 20 points for him. He dishes it to Bellinelli. San Antonio again missing. The Heat shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. And the basket by Chalmers.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Duncan outside. Parker with it. He's picked up by LeBron. It's Parker with the drive to stop the run. And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Parker. And 11 points for Kawhi Leonard.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Ray Allen is on the wing. Bellinelli is covering. LeBron against Leonard. Out to Battier. Shoots the 3. And the Heat, another 3.
You know, I think when you've got somebody that open on the perimeter, a good shooter, the kick-out's the only choice.
Parker kicks to Duncan. 1:27 left in the third quarter. Bellinelli gets the bucket. Bellinelli's got 6 points in the quarter. Miami's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. He's covered by Leonard. LeBron passes to Bosch. And here comes Bellinelli leading the fast break. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Bellinelli's got 11.
And his shots are dropping right now. This quarter has been very kind to him.
LeBron outside. The pass to Bosch. Splitters there. Shoots from the baseline. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Leonard off the bench from Splitter. And Kawhi Leonard with this slam.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
And those could be an important 2 points, too, guys, in a close game like this one.
And Bosch backs down. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. A few opportunities so far at the free throw line. He's made 1, he's missed 2.
And he was up over the 80% mark from the free throw line last year. I'm sure he was pretty happy with those numbers.
San Antonio making a switch here. Honors checked in. Here's Bellinelli, defended by Allen. And Bellinelli kicks to Parker. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's on Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
The Spurs making a switch here. And Parker drops them both.
Boy, that was solid. I'll tell you, he's one of the best there is up there at the foul line.
Now, here is Battier. LeBron left side. No good on that last second attempt there. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Spurs out in front. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first three, we should be in for a treat. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Spurs.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
And they're getting so much penetration on the defense that they're getting a lot of easy buckets as a result of breaking down that defense.
Ginobili dishes to Diallo. Shot clock at 5. Here's Parker with the 3. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession. And the Heat making a change here. Bosh is checked in. Miami trailing. And here is LeBron. He's against Parker. Count it, and the foul. One on Parker.
Tell you what, LeBron can absolutely soar in for the finish. I remember last year, the alley-oop in the conference finals against Indiana just almost put his head on the rim.
Air freight is a nickname we could dub LeBron James. I mean, he's an unstoppable force and an immovable object. Defensively, the strength, length, mobility. He can wall you up and lock you down and put you away.
Parker outside. He passes it to Ginobili. Back to Parker. Feeds to Diallo. Deflected. Stolen by Anderson. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter going right now. Here's Bosh. And it's Miami with another. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Heat.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
And guys, the thing that jumps out at me is their block shots. I mean, they're playing up on the shooters tightly, and then they're sending them packing. I mean, putting those shots in reverse. All in a clear, good day's work.
Diallo to pass to Parker. Pocket 4. Parker with another miss.
And he's having all sorts of problems with his shot.
I'm not sure he even has a shot right now, Steve, to be quite honest. Not a reliable one anyway.
With some art, LeBron with the block. Here's Cole. The dish to LeBron. Pass to Bosh. And the layup falls. And now a 6-point Heat lead.
Boy, they are just destroying them in the paint.
You could say that again, Steve. The defenders just aren't aggressive enough down low.
Parker kicks to Diallo. Ginobili on the wing. Ginobili left side. Pass to Parker. Looking to end the drought. And it's good on the way in. Parker's got 24.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
Bosh, a screen on Leonard. LeBron dishes to Cole. Back to LeBron. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Bosh. And Bonner pulls it down. And there's the call on James. That's his third foul of the game. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Miami. Wade comes in for Ray Allen. Parker passes to Bonner. Parker a screen on Bosh. Bonner kicks to Parker. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Now just a 2-point Heat lead. Here's Cole. Dishes it to Haslem. Diallo on him. That's tipped. Comes out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. just 4 to shoot. Here's Bosch. And misses it off the right side of the rim. For San Antonio, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. To tie it up, a shot by Parker. That falls. Nice feed that time for Manu Ginobili. That's 28 points for Tony Parker. The Heat have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Ginobili against Wade. And is back to the basket for over 5. That'll be a turnover.
You cannot afford to make mistakes like that here in a tight game.
Tim Duncan, he's checked in for Matt Bonner. Coach is liking Clark what he's seeing from his offense.
And gee, why wouldn't he? I mean, guys, they're filling it up with ease, executing, getting quality shots. I mean, this is fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like a clinic out there, guys. This is exactly how you attack a defense. Move the ball, sharp cuts, really a nice pace to their offense.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He's looking for whatever they have left in the tank. He said, I know it's been a hard-fought game, but now's not the time to leave anything in reserve. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I expect you to be going all out, full speed. Guys?
All right, Doris, thanks. Here's Ginobili. Here's Ginobili. Chip back in for 2. Now it's a 5-point Spurs lead.
Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap in.
Hustle points, I believe they called it.
And great instincts, too. You're just anticipating where the ball is heading. Great job there, beating everybody else to the ball.
Offensive rebound. Here's Bosch. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Bosch has got 24 points.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
It's Ginobili with the drive. 14 feet away. Duncan controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. He's got 23.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
LeBron against Leonard. LeBron gets the screen from Hazard. LeBron outside. The tray. Tim Duncan with the rebound. Duncan's got 11 rebounds in the game. Pass to Leonard. He feeds it to Ginobili. Parker outside. Back to Ginobili. Leads him in there. And Parker with the basket on the assist by Ginobili. And that's now 30 points for Tony Parker.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
Parker with the steal. Kicks it to Leonard. Knocked loose. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Splitters checked in for the Spurs. Here's Parker. Buries it down low. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Bosch hits the pick for LeBron. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
You know, every great player needs someone to push them to be better. LeBron said last year that, that's what Kevin Durant does with him. And I think he works as hard as he does, knowing that Durant is coming to try to take his spot as the best player in the league.
And going back to LeBron for the time being, he's solidifying Clark is standing. I think everyone would agree he's the best player.
Forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend. Take it to the hoop.
And how, Clark. Brilliant throwdown.
Yeah, just exerting his authority out there.
Parker against Chalmers. It's Parker with the drive. And that is good. Parker's got 12 points now in the quarter.
That's his 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Here's LeBron. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Thiago Splitter.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way, and it's Manu Ginobili with the finish.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense. Basketball 101, guys. I mean, elementary. Use the screen to free yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
Parker dishes to split. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Boy, the deeper we get into this game, the more offense we're seeing.
And that goes for both teams, Steve. Everybody firing on all cylinders right now.
Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
And it's Wade with the jam.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
That deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And I like the way he capped that drive off, guys, with the one-hand punch.
Chalmers against Parker. Outside Leonard. 6 on the shot clock. And there's the feed to Ginobili. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed Clark to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. That said, Miami's found a way, despite being pushed by the Pacers and being pushed by the Spurs, both to Game 7. It came down to LeBron James's brilliance, but also the hot shooting of a complimentary role-playing winner, Shane Battier.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. And good on the basket. Book it. Ginobili's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped center stage now.
Allen for the 3. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. 13 points for Ray Allen. Spurs leading by 6. Now here's Ginobili. Parker outside. Back to Ginobili. Fires it up. And Allen with the block. Leaps for it. Just 5 on the clock. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. There's 1:54 left in the fourth quarter. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way. The Heat trail by 6. Bosh, a screen on Parker. Wade kicks to LeBron. He's covered by Leonard. Ray Allen is on the wing. And again, Miami with the triple.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot, but if they do, I think you're right, Clark, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
Duncan, the pass to Parker. Brought the pick from splitting. Parker kicks to Duncan. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession. Here's Parker. Wade with the pop. But they'll get another chance. Duncan dishes to Parker. Just 5 to shoot. He's yet again. Gets the bucket and the foul. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Udonis Harrison is checked in for the Heat.
Boy, still waiting for their first miss from the foul line this half.
100% since halftime, is that right? I'm not sure this lead's going away anytime soon if that keeps up.
He kicks to Allen. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Spurs on defense. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Well, he did have a three-pointer in the first half, but so far here in the second, he's come up empty.
Can't hit.
You know, they've been outstanding on the boards, and it's a big reason why they've got a lead. Doing the dirty work down low.
Yeah, and Clark, you know, rebounding's a team effort. Everybody's boxing out. Everyone is accountable for doing a nice job collectively.
Backing down is LeBron. Wade. He dishes it to Battier. Takes the three. Tony Parker grabs the miss. Stolen by Wade. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. LeBron on deep. Puts it out to out. There's the triple. Nails it. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
He is bombing it today. How many more threes are we going to see from him?
Well, we've already seen plenty. The majority of his points have come on that shot.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. A different look for Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Batty. And it's Chalmers in for Dwayne Wade.
Perfectly done at the stripe there, and brings their lead up to an even more comfortable level.
A different look now for San Antonio. Matt Bonner is checked in for Splitter. And Boris Diaw is subbed for Tim Duncan. Cole the pass to Batty. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Bellinelli. He's guarded by Battier. Now Mills. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They came, they saw, they conquered.